100 million people have traveled here to die. Around 100 people are cremated every day in Varanasi, India. And since this is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, it's been around for over 3,000 years. Coming from a Western culture, even talking about death and funerals is something that's really uncomfortable. But in India, it couldn't be more of the exact opposite. It's actually public, which is why I want to travel all the way to Varanasi to see what this place is like for myself and maybe what I can learn from it. India is one of the most vibrant and overwhelming places in the world, and this is actually my first time traveling back here in over 10 years. You can really feel so much spiritual significance here around every corner, through the streets, the temples, and the ghats, which are the steps that lead down to the river. There's so much history and religion and devotion around every turn. It didn't take long to realize that Varanasi is no ordinary city. For Hindus, it's a gateway to moksha, eternal liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, known as samsara. Moksha is the ultimate spiritual goal, where the soul can break free from this reincarnation cycle. It's believed that those who are cremated along the banks of the Ganges River achieve instant moksha. Hindus also believe that the Ganges waters hold divine power, so bathing in it, drinking it, or having one's ashes immersed cleanses all past karma. Good karma leads to a better rebirth, while bad karma results in suffering and a lower form of existence. Life and death exist side by side, but for many, death here isn't an end. It's freedom.
You have car, house, everything. But when you will die, you can't carry for anything. Just you will carry from what are you do good thing, karma. Karma, they have many words. So what you will do good, one day they will come back, taking time. But human nature always make by honest thing. Hindu religion, why women not allowed? Because sometime for 15 years before, two women husband die, she tried to jump to fire. So that why from 20 years, all family they are scared. Because women they are much emotional, so sometimes they are not control for that. That why women not allowed.
Women can be cremated.
Yeah, women they will burn, but women not coming around near burning. Most people like to die Varanasi, because when die around Varanasi, your soul very easy to go heaven. So that means you will get moksha. So that why sometimes people they don't have time. Someone they live from outside Varanasi 300-400 kilometers, so they don't have time to bring body. So those people, family member, each person they will burn different part. So they will connect from there little way ashes. They will put Ganga. They will dream. They will come back.
Thank you.
We're so cute.
Not gonna lie, I think mine looks a little better than yours, but
Before we continue this adventure in Varanasi, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, AG1. This trip to India has been absolutely incredible, but traveling, trying new foods, changing time zones, it catches up with you eventually. And when I was feeling completely drained, I was so grateful to have AG1 there with me. If I'm being honest with you, most healthy habits are hard to keep up with on their own, especially when you're traveling, but AG1 makes it so easy. It's a drinkable scoop of vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and whole food sourced ingredients that support my body in so many ways. For me, I love knowing that when I do drink AG1, I'm giving my body nutrients that I might not be getting through my meals, especially while I'm traveling. On this trip, it helped replenish a lot of what I was missing and helped give me energy throughout the day. It mixes up so easily and it actually tastes good, which is a huge plus. I just know that I don't always get the perfect balance of nutrients while I'm traveling, so having this with me gives me peace of mind. Now, if you want to try it for yourself, go to drinkag1.com/Lexie Limitless or scan the QR code to subscribe and get $20 off your first subscription of AG1. Huge thank you again to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to exploring Varanasi. Just ordered a little cup of chai here, and it comes in this cute little sand cup that's a bit more environmentally friendly. It was amazing seeing him kind of like stir it all up, pour it out with the filtration bag that he was using, and he also sprinkled in a little bit of ginger to make it a little extra spicy. So, cheers. Wow. It's so good. Try straight from the source. It all begins when a body is carried through the narrow alleyways on a bamboo stretcher, wrapped in white cloth and adorned with marigold flowers. The funeral procession moves towards the Manikarnika Ghat, the most sacred cremation site in all of India. Here, the fire never dies. It's said that the flames of Manikarnika have been burning continuously for over 3,500 years. Before the cremation begins, the body is dipped into the holy waters of the Ganges, a final purification before meeting the flames. The eldest son or male relative, dressed in white, shaves his head and lights the pyre with a sacred flame drawn from the eternal fire. The cremation itself lasts about 3 to 4 hours, after which the remains, mostly ash and fragments of bones, are collected and dispersed into the river, completing the journey. For outsiders, the sight of open-air cremation can be overwhelming. The rawness of death is something so rarely seen in the modern world. I also learned about how many elderly Hindus spend their final days here, some even staying in death hotels or moksha houses, waiting for the moment their soul can be freed. I met some incredibly friendly people while exploring the city, but one of the most startling things I learned about off-camera are the Aghoris who live in Varanasi. The more extreme Aghoris who live here not only cover their bodies in the ashes of the deceased, but they also consume human flesh and blood. They can be found scavenging through the ghats looking for remains. For them, eating flesh is a pathway to enlightenment, a way to transcend the fear of death and make offerings to their deities. Hearing these stories and witnessing their rituals firsthand was unsettling. Eerie chants, skulls used in ceremonies, and the ever-present smell of burning flesh. It was a side of Varanasi I never expected to encounter, and one that I'll never forget. I'm going to a ceremony in a few hours, which feels like the perfect way to say goodbye to the city before I hop in the car and get back on the road tomorrow. As night falls, the Ghats come alive with one of the most mesmerizing spiritual rituals in India, the Ganga Aarti. Performed every night at the Dashashwamedh Ghat, this sacred ceremony is meant to be a prayer of gratitude to the Ganges. Draped in saffron robes, the priests move in perfect synchronization, lifting these huge brass lamps as they chant Sanskrit hymns. The air fills with incense, the sound of bells, and the glow of fire as flames dance over the sacred river. Devotees and travelers watch in awe, sending floating lamps into the Ganges as an offering. It's a moment where time seems to stand still before returning back to the chaos of the streets. Traveling in India is a mixed bag of experiences. There's so much culture and flavor and so many people that are excited to share their culture with travelers. But it's not an easy place to travel as a woman, and I also got food poisoning within 48 hours of being here. Mark Twain called Varanasi a city older than history, older than tradition, older than even legend. And after what I saw, the legends are certainly true. There's simply nowhere else in the world like it.